Hello and welcome to Professor Jesse's Exploring World Religions class at Grand Rapids Community College. I'm here at home in my little office / library. Well, I guess not alone, Batman is watching over me. In fact, there's like 6 Batmans in this room right now with me, but that's neither here nor there. What is the subject of this video is I just want to give you a brief overview of what we're doing in this class, what's kind of expected of you, and what you should expect to learn. So what's expected of you is to watch the content that I post, whether I've created it or I've kind of gone to some secondary sources that I have used in the past or deemed to be very well researched and cited and all of that. Very informative. What we're going to do after that is I will post a discussion forum. We'll interact in the comments there. On Tuesday, I'll post the comment. On Wednesday, a top comment's due. On Thursday, a reply to either someone's reply to your top comment or a reply to someone else's top comment is due. And then Thursdays, I will assign, with probably some more content upload, a 2-page reflection paper, which you'll use to kind of discuss out various topics in their relation to religion. These are not research papers. They are not meant to go super in depth. What they are meant to do is to get you thinking about the topic and let me know what you think about the topic. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, djesse@grcc.edu, which is listed on the syllabus and in one of the announcements on Blackboard. What we're going to do this semester is we're going to run through some of the major and some of the minor world religions. You can probably guess that we will be talking about Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, the 3 so-called Abrahamic faiths, as they all trace their lineage back to one particular person, Abraham, who shows up in the Jewish Old Testament, is brought back kind of in reference in the Christian scriptures and in the Quran, the Islamic scriptures. We'll try not to beat to death these religions, as you probably have some understanding of them as you interact with them, kind of as they're in our cultural air. This is why it's important to look at them, though. Everything that we do is influenced by religious views. All of the documents that form kind of our country's laws have some sort of religious backing to them. Some of the phrases that we use are found in, especially the Jewish scriptures. Some of them even the Christian scriptures. It's in the air we breathe. And I find that sometimes the things that are kind of so close to us that we don't even see them, right? We don't fully understand them because we don't take the time to fully understand them because we're like, of course I know this. Right? I have to know this. I'm kind of in that world. In kind of West Michigan, you can step out your door and you can throw a rock in any direction and you might just hit a church, right? I know when I walk my dog, I walk past 3 churches. And if I expand my walk a little bit more, it gets to 4 or 5, right? Like just in my little neighborhood. We have churches all over the place. We have religious organizations all over the place. Grand Rapids has multiple Bible colleges or Christian colleges, universities, however they want to frame themselves. So we need to have, so sometimes we're like culturally blind to these things around us. And so this class, we want to understand those. We also want to get outside of ourselves and understand differing views. So we will look at Hinduism and Buddhism, Shinto, and we'll probably get into some of the more weird and wacky side of religion. We'll probably talk about one of my favorite religious movements going on right now, which is the commune of people living in the Russian tundra with a guy who claims to be Jesus. That's interesting. We'll talk about kind of more local to home kind of cult things like Scientology. We'll talk about what the difference between a cult and a religion is. I believe I have a lecture on Wicca, which is always interesting, kind of misunderstood by some Wiccans and by a lot of pop culture depictions of Wiccans. Because we want to move past that. We want to move past the kind of surface level, yeah, I know, right? Judaism is the founding of Israel, and there's a creator God that creates this nation. Awesome. Christianity is this God from Judaism incarnates into Jesus, who then dies on the cross for the sins of the people. Sweet. Islam is the Prophet Muhammad reclaiming the true religious understanding that was lost in Judaism and Christianity through misinterpretation and moving towards a religion of peace. Great. Buddhism and Hinduism, lots of gods, reincarnation, Zen, Nirvana. Right? We might have all of those basic understandings in the back of our brain. You may say, oh, okay, Professor Jesse, you just gave me the class. I'm done, I can check out. But that's what we want to avoid. We want to avoid that kind of just, yeah, cultural milieu, kind of, I know this already type of attitude. We want to understand what makes these religions tick, why they've been around for so long, why they have so many followers, all while looking at kind of what makes religion itself something that is attractive to humans. Why do humans have religion? Because all humans have a religious understanding. They all have to borrow from the Dutch philosopher Herman Dooyeweerd, don't have to look that up. Everyone has kind of that ground motive. Everyone has this understanding of a motivation, of a foundational kind of core set of beliefs that move them in the direction of their life. Atheists have this, agnostics have this, Christians, Buddhists, Hindus, everyone. They might look very different. They might influence our lives to move very differently, but it's all there. So we want to look at that underlying notion also. But there's a couple of traps that we don't want to get caught up in, and on Thursday we'll talk more about this. But for now, I want to leave you with a question that I'll ask in the discussion forum of, are all religions fundamentally the same? Yeah, they have a little bit of differences, but there's a kind of belief in a higher power that motivates your life. Does this make them all the same? Or do the differences in kind of doctrine and beliefs, what they believe, what they say they believe, how they think, does that make them fundamentally different? Does that mean you can't reduce them down into each other? Anyways, I'm gonna sign off. I'll post a quick video like this, like I said, usually once a week, maybe twice, and some other content will go up, and I'll join you in the discussion forums as I see fit, as I see guidance needed. And I just hope to have a good semester.